Hi Geminis, it's Nick, the gems of my eyes. I hope you guys are doing good. This is for all my Geminis, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, men and women. We're now covering the third week of November. So this is from the 15th till the 21st. And guys, this week on the 19th, we do have the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. So you guys know, as with full moons, it's about releasing, letting go. And with the lunar eclipse, it just kind of heightens the energy, just makes it a little bit more intense. So with this energy, I feel like there's going to be a big shift and transition and change in our values. And of course, this is going to be different for everybody, but something that maybe you used to value, now you don't value anymore, or you value something else. And this is you're going to definitely see this in change in like a structure or a foundation in a certain area of your life. Maybe how you gain security, the things that you indulge in, how you take care of yourself, finances. It can be in any area of life, but something that you used to value that was structured or a foundation is shifting or is changing in a different way. Okay, and it's going to affect people differently, but there will be a lot of like tension and maybe like fixed energy in the air because it's in Taurus. Okay, and then on the 21st, towards the end of the week, we are entering Sagittarius season. So I definitely feel like you're going to feel a shift in the air, especially right at the end or at the beginning of next week, where we're getting out of dark, intense Scorpio season into lighthearted, more playful, fun, optimistic energy of Sagittarius. Okay. All right, so we're going to be covering a little bit of health, work, and love. I'll have a link to the extended reading below in the description box if you're interested afterwards, okay? All right, so my beautiful Geminis, when it comes to your health, we have the 7 of Swords here. So what I'm feeling for you guys is like you're making up for lost time, or you're making up for little minor setbacks that you could have had last week or the week prior. Let's say you're like, oh man, like I didn't work out last week, or I skipped out, or I ate too much junk, or I accidentally, like ate more things that I probably shouldn't have. Okay, this week, let me try to be a little bit more healthier. Let me squeeze in an extra workout. Let me make sure I don't miss out, or skip out on something that I should be doing. So you could be making up for maybe a little bit of a cheat week that you could have had prior. You're like, oh, you know what? I know I'm going to be like eating a ton on Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. Let me try to like, be ahead of the curve and make sure I'm being a little bit more strict, or not cheating myself. So you could be making up for like little minor setbacks that you had last week or this weekend or this past weekend or something, and you're trying to make up for it. Or like if you didn't get a lot of sleep last week, you're okay, I'm gonna try to go to bed a little bit earlier this week, or just make sure I'm taking a little bit better care of myself. Okay, all right. And you could also be like, let's say you had planned to call a parent or a friend or a phone call or something last week, and you didn't get to do it, or you got too busy, or you fell asleep or something. This week you're like, okay, this week I'm going to call her, or this week I'm going to call my dad because I forgot last week and I left them hanging. Oops. So you could be making up for things that maybe you didn't do last week or the week prior. Okay. All right. So, or like even with like appointments, like a doctor appointment, dentist appointment, maybe you forgot about it, or you accidentally just kind of missed it, and now you're rescheduling or calling back to actually set the schedule or set a date. Okay, all right. So when it comes to your work, school, career, and finances, we have the 4 of Pentacles here. So this is Taurus energy. So I kind of feel here for you guys, as far as your work, career, school, and that area of life, that you're saving or you're holding on to something. Maybe you're collecting something, or you're saving your coins, you're saving money for some kind of big expense, or for a down payment, or for schooling, or for services, courses, products. I don't know. I feel like you're saving, you're on save mode. Maybe you're being a little more frugal than usual, or you're just holding on to your assets. You're holding on to things and waiting for the right moment to sell or to buy something. But it just feels like you're keeping things to yourself, and maybe you're being a little more private, a little more greedy with your talents, your gifts right now. You're just waiting for the right time to kind of express it or to share it. But I feel like you're kind of holding on to things right now. Maybe you're like stocking up on foods, or stocking up on toilet paper. Just kidding, hopefully not. But I feel like you're stocking up on things just to be safe, or because you're preparing for something in the future. Okay, all right, guys. So when it comes to your love, relationships, and dating, on your side here, we have the Knight of Swords. Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. All right. And as far as this other side here, for this other person, this could be the past, present, or future situation, or all three, all the above, right? Because whoever you're dealing with right now, maybe is who you were dealing with before, right now, in the future. All right, so on this end here, we have Death, the World in reverse, and Strength in reverse. All right, so as far as who you could be dealing with here, definitely feel Scorpio or Leo energy. Or it could be a mixed match of both. But of course, it doesn't have to be, like I always say to you guys, it could just be the energy this person is embodying or playing out at this time. But Scorpio and Leo energy, definitely sticking out the most here, okay? So I don't know why I'm seeing the words and I'm hearing like poof, poof. Like someone just like disappeared, just like poof. And you're like, what? Like you turn around and you thought you left something and then it's gone. You're like, am I going crazy? Like what happened? What? Is this the magic trick? So I think that you maybe someone that you were talking to, or maybe someone you were with, or maybe someone, you know, an online buddy you had met, suddenly it's like they disconnected. Suddenly their account disappeared, or suddenly they're no longer there. Like they no longer respond, or you're no longer to reach them. It's like their number's disconnected, or their username, their account online is gone, or it feels like something happened where they just suddenly disappeared and there's no reason behind it. You're like, what? Like you don't understand it. Or if this already happened, you're like, what? Like, I don't get it. Like we didn't argue. There was no fight. Like they just suddenly just stopped talking to me, or suddenly stopped responding. And when I went to go look for them, they're not there. Or when I call, it says disconnected. Something happened where this person just like disappeared. And you're like, what happened? They're like a ghost. Casper, where are you? They disappeared. And you were about to continue a conversation, or you guys were having conversations back to back, you know, about whatever, and it was going pretty good. I think you were just about to respond to them or something, and maybe share something with them that you were excited about, and it just feels like it was a constant flow. Like, you know, it was good. There was nothing really bad going on. But then when you went to go check again, or you went to call them or message them, it's like they weren't anywhere to be found. You're like, what happened? It just kind of left you really wondering, like, what a mystery. What's going on here? Did I do something? Did I say something? Because to you, everything was fine and there was no big problems. You didn't really see or notice any major red flags. But I do feel like, especially for those of you, maybe you met this person online or on social media or like a dating app or something, I feel like there is a chance that this person may have played up a persona, or like a character that maybe wasn't 100% them. Not saying it's like a catfish or something, but I just almost feel like they didn't actually, who they were wasn't actually who they were presenting themselves to be. And you started to get too close, or they started to feel like you were getting too close to them, or you're about to kind of like, I don't know, discover who they really were. And as soon as, before that could happen, they decided to just kind of like unplug and disappear because of the shame, or just feeling insecure or something. I feel like this person was afraid for you to see who they really were, because they thought that if you saw who they really were, that you would not really like them, or you would not feel the same about them, or you would not even be interested maybe in them. So for some, could be kind of like a catfish, but also could just be someone who maybe just wants a connection, wants someone to talk to, but doesn't want that person to be too close to them, or like know everything about them, or know about their personal life and private information. And as soon as someone gets a little bit too close, they cut it off. It's weird. And so this person is like nowhere to be found, or you have you don't know how to connect with them or where to find them. And you were interested in maybe meeting up, or maybe as soon as you brought up the idea, hey, let's meet up, let's hang out, let's do something, or I'm going to be in your town, or, you know, can I see you or something? That's when they started hesitating or getting really scared, and they decided it's easier to just kind of disappear than to give you maybe an explanation, or try to give an excuse as to why they can't meet up, or why, you know, some kind of excuse. And now I think you've just been kind of investigating or trying to figure out like what's going on, like what happened, like did I do something, like let me try to like trying to figure out, like I can't find them, like what's going on. And I think that this person, they did connect with you and they did really like you, but I think they were really afraid, or their insecurity was like eating away at them, and they were had, I think, low self-esteem and didn't really feel that good about themselves. But the time that they were talking to you made them feel better about themselves, made them feel like they were important, or like, you know, that someone did care about them. But in real life, or in their real life, in their personal life, they didn't have that. They don't have that real connection. And because in reality they don't have it, they almost feel like online it's more like a fantasy, but it's not real. And so if they try to meet that person in real life, it's gonna hurt them, because they're probably not gonna like them, because the people in their real life don't connect with them that way. It's weird. And I think that this person is like, they were afraid for you to see who they really were, or afraid that you wouldn't like who they actually are and not who they pretend to be online. Okay, maybe they look different, maybe they sound different, or maybe they actually are not as confident as they may come off, you know, like when they're talking to you or when they were talking to you. Or maybe they don't actually do those things, or they are not as cool, or don't sound as the same as they may have portrayed themselves. So there's many reasons, but I think generally the main reason is that they were afraid for you to see who they really were and not like them, and then they would be hurt. So they kind of self-sabotage, or like, you know what, let me just break this, let me just be a coward and let my fear take over and just leave you hanging like that, instead of maybe just take a chance. And you never know, maybe Gemini would have liked me, but they didn't want to take that chance. And maybe it's because in the past they were rejected, or in the past they did meet up with someone, or they did give that a chance and the person cut them off, or didn't want to continue on with them. So it could be kind of like a little bit of a trauma response from their past. And so now they're always afraid to like do it again, or they're afraid of someone getting too close to them. Ooh, okay, so we're gonna continue this on in the extended to get more information, to see where their energy is at. What are they thinking? What are they feeling when it comes to you? What they don't want you to know, and maybe you should know, and what their next action move will be towards you, and seeing if they will try to reconnect with you, or if you will find them maybe. So let's continue this on in the extended. The link will be below. Hopefully I will see you guys there. If not, I'll see you for our next reading. And also guys, don't feel bad if this has happened to you, or if this does happen to you, because it's more common than you think. Trust me, it's more common than you think, especially nowadays that like everybody and their moms and grandmothers are online. Like, it happens a lot. So don't feel ashamed, don't feel embarrassed. It's more common than you think. Okay, it's just that people don't talk about it, because obviously it's like embarrassing, you know. All right, so we'll continue this on the extended. Link will be below. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more insight, more information, and see if maybe you guys will reconnect, or if they'll talk to you, or if you'll find them or something. And if not, maybe just get a little closure, a little more explanation. Okay, all right guys, so I'll see you guys there. Links extended will be below, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care for now. Bye.